Do you see the screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Thank you. So the name of our report with Professor Kulik is the principle of control by diagnosis is a fundamental principle of computer-based learning process intellectualization. And firstly, we should start with motivation. So you know that there is a difference between group and individual training in school, in university, and so on. For example, group training, there is a group 20, 30 people training 6, 8 hours a day, release training, the working day of the teacher 6, 8 hours a day, and assimilation of knowledge and abilities less than 50%. And the individual training, individual and adaptive approach to each student, any convenient time for study, web services are available 24 hours a day in the case of intelligent tutoring system application, and the teacher isn't involved. And the assimilation of knowledge and skills more than 95%. And it is well known the result of famous American psychologist Benjamin Bloom and his diagram that possibilities of individual training, the average progress of the student is individual better than progress of 89% of students in a traditional form, one tutor for 30 students. And the problem of the traditional tutoring, teaching, and learning, it is a problem of revolting influences, a problem of weak tutors, and the main problem is a problem of limitation of psychological features of the person. What is the output? The decision is the use of interactive computer tutor system or intelligent tutoring system because they have unlimited memory, big computing capacity, and it may implement the intelligent or intellectual functions of better teacher, better professor, and so on. And there are some famous all over the world existing approaches to creating such intelligent tutoring system. For example, cognitive ICTS approach created in Carnegie Mellon University, USA, and ICTS on the basis of modeling with restrictions, approach created by University of Illinois and Professor Stellan Olson from USA. But the basic lack of both approaches is the errors of first and second thought. Either the correct decision of students are perceived as wrong and vice versa. And let's consider the scheme of simplified learning control, also by intelligent tutor systems and in native. The mistakes which are inevitable in the learning progress will increase during independent fulfillment of the course project. Feedback will appear only at the end of the semester in the form of integrated grades and in the best case in the form of a few remarks about the made mistakes. Such constructively weak and delayed negative feedback will not contribute to fulfillment of the work program requirements. The second teacher group is the ones who follow the recommendation in the organization of the course project and other calculation works. After this teacher have given an assignment, they carry out formal control at classes according to the schedule without looking deeply into the quality of calculation. At the end of semester, at the term progress defense, they form an integrated grade and comments on the mistake made. Schematically, this learning progress control process is presented on the slide. Scheme for regular learning control is the third most popular form. The third teacher group is professional teachers who perform the teaching process qualitatively. Such teachers sincerely help each student to achieve the required knowledge and skills level with the help of counseling not only on schedule. Such teachers regularly identify the reasons for mistake made in calculation and help to correct them. Such an attitude enhances students' motivation to study the subject in depth and to obtain quality skills in calculation work, which are basic for the design process of new products. So you can see this on the slide. But the most effective scheme, in our opinion, is a scheme of rational learning control. High efficiency and significantly quality of skills training and achieved with personalized learning. In such training, the teacher has an opportunity to identify gaps in knowledge, reasons for misunderstanding the theory, errors in the ability to adapt theoretical knowledge, in the practice of calculation, weak motivation, and a number of other reasons to improve ability to solve calculation tasks, as well as rapidly increase the knowledge and skills level necessary to overcome the student difficulties. This scheme, the rational learning control, proposed by Professor Kulik, is presented on the slide. And you can see the main scheme of intelligent tutor system implemented with the help of this principle: job model, solution model, diagnostic model, resource management model, calculation task, and so on. So we consider the solution of the system of two linear equations by the Cramer's rule, which are presented on the slide, and implement the intelligent tutor system that teach to perform the calculation on this method. You can see some formulas, and because the main principle of our approach is a diagnostics and control by diagnosis, you can see the first diagnostic model. These models firstly were proposed by Professor Kulik, Anatoly Stepanovich, and you can see, for example, the formula that implemented inside intelligent tutoring system, and which detects the presence of an error in the second step by using a two-valued predicate equation. Other diagnostic models which connect direct and indirect signs of student errors are presented on formula 8, 9, 10, and 11, 13, 14, 15, and 16 for calculation by steps. So student inputs each his step, each coefficient, each decision into the system, and system estimates the quality of student steps. And in the case of error, he finds the reason an error and adaptively outputs the feedback to the concrete student, such implements the personalization of education. And all these diagnostic models are implemented inside dichotomic tree, which firstly proposed Professor Kulik, Anatoly Stepanovich. And you can see this tree that rapidly helps intelligent tutoring system to find an error and the reason of error. In example of solution of system of linear equation by Cramer's rule. And we implement intelligent tutoring system. You can see some screenshots from them and examples. For example, if student inputs some steps, determination, and so on, and there is an error in student activities, the system outputs the message that there is a subtraction error because some predicates and diagnostic models are activated. And another case of our practical application for Cramer's rule, there is another type of error. There is a multiplication error. And the conclusion, intelligent tutoring system could and can and may provide the better quality of education. Thank you very much for your attention. Please, your questions.
I have question. May?
Yes, 1 second, please.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you, our colleagues from. I know Anatoly Stepanovich colleague and you, Andrei. No, I am from National Aviation University.
We know, Tatiana Fedorovna.
No, yes. I'm glad to see you and very interesting methods in education and improve our education process. And yesterday was a report about collaborative decision making in education. This is our methods for training different specialist training because in life
Aviation specialists.
Aviation specialist on our department, pilot, air traffic controller, operator of drones, in life, in job. We together decision making in emergency and very interesting approach. Your approach too, very interesting. I see and interesting feedback and correction, skills.
Personalization of education and so on.
Yeah, in education, individual approach, personalization, and interesting to use collaborative decision making. You may see our articles about this in education, different aviation specialists and decision making emergency. And second approach, game theory, and with the conflict mathematical models and strategy of teacher, strategies of students. In decision metrics of game theory, we obtained decision of conflict situation in education because many strategy, many opinions of students, teachers.
I know.
The decision of conflict, game theory, max-min equal minimax. And very interesting. I am glad that I connect to this section and see your research. And
Do you know Konstantin Dergachev?
I know Konstantin Dergachev too. This is a very interesting. I think in future will be cooperation on
Professor Kulik Anatoly Stepanovich is from Konstantin Dergachev department.
Yeah, I understood. Very interesting.
Thank you very much.
I cannot question because I all understood. No, I very glad.
Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, have you another questions? No, thank